Welcome back to English and Popcorn. Today, we are diving into Prison Break Season 2, a season that takes the story beyond the prison walls and into a thrilling nationwide manhunt. Michael Scofield and the Fox River 8 are finally free, but freedom comes with a price. They must run faster, think smarter, and stay one step ahead of the FBI, led by the brilliant and relentless Agent Mahan. In this video, we'll follow their journey across the country, the race for the hidden money, and the fight to uncover the truth behind the conspiracy that put Lincoln behind bars. This season is full of twists, betrayals, and shocking moments, perfect for improving your English listening while keeping you on the edge of your seat. So grab your popcorn, relax, and let's jump into Prison Break Season 2. Season 2 begins in the dead of night, moments after Michael Scofield, Lincoln Burrows, and 6 other prisoners have pulled off the impossible, breaking out of Fox River Penitentiary. The alarms are still blaring, the prison yard is flooded with searchlights, and the sound of barking dogs fills the air. The 8 men, now known as the Fox River 8, are running through fields and woods, desperate to put as much distance as possible between themselves and the prison. Michael, the mastermind of the escape, is already thinking several steps ahead. The plan was never just to get out, it was to stay free. But he knows they only have a small window before the manhunt closes in. Lincoln, exhausted but driven by the thought of finally being free, pushes himself to keep up with his younger brother. The other escapees each have their own motives for running. Fernando Sucre is desperate to find Cruz, the love of his life, before she marries someone else. Benjamin's C-note, Franklin, just wants to reunite with his wife and daughter. Theodore Teabag Bagwell is focused on survival and revenge, carrying his severed hand wrapped in cloth after John Abruzzi cut it off during the escape. Charles Haywire Padashik, mentally unstable but surprisingly clever, tags along with the group, sometimes helping, sometimes causing chaos. And Abruzzi himself is determined to track down the man who betrayed him, even if it means risking everything. Their freedom comes with an immediate price. Law enforcement floods the area, and the escape is all over the news. Helicopters sweep the ground with searchlights, and radio announcements warn civilians to lock their doors. The pressure is on. They must split up quickly or risk being caught as a group. Michael insists that everyone go their separate ways, at least for now. Staying together will make them easy targets. The men scatter into the night, each heading toward their own goal. This moment sets up the season. From now on, their stories will run in parallel, sometimes crossing paths but often pulling them in very different directions. Back at Fox River, Warden Pope is devastated and furious. The prison is in chaos, and questions are flying about how such an elaborate escape was possible. The media swarms outside the gates, broadcasting the story nationwide. This is where the season introduces its new major character, Special Agent Alexander Mahan of the FBI. Calm, intelligent, and methodical, Mahan is brought in to lead the manhunt. Unlike most law enforcement, Mahan immediately senses that this is no ordinary escape. He studies Michael's background and quickly realizes that the tattoos covering Michael's body are not random. They hold the key to the entire plan. As dawn approaches, Michael and Lincoln find temporary safety, but it will not last. They need money, transportation, and a plan to clear Lincoln's name. Michael knows that just surviving is not enough. They must find Terrence Steadman, the man who was supposed to be dead but is actually alive and hidden by the company. Only by finding Steadman can they prove Lincoln's innocence. But first, they must survive the morning. The net is already tightening. Mahan is brilliant. The police are everywhere, and the Fox River 8 are now the most wanted men in America. The escape is over, but the real game has just begun. As the sun rises the next morning, the Fox River 8 are scattered across the countryside, exhausted but still running. They have only hours before the full force of law enforcement mobilizes, and Michael knows that the real danger is just beginning. Enter Special Agent Alexander Mahan. Calm, professional, and razor-sharp, Mahan steps onto the scene like a hunter examining his prey. He doesn't just chase criminals, he studies them. Mahan quickly takes control of the investigation, ordering maps, files, and every detail about the escapees' lives. When he sees photos of Michael's tattoos, he immediately knows they mean something. He calls them a blueprint of the entire escape and begins decoding them one by one. Meanwhile, Michael and Lincoln are working to stay ahead. Their first priority is to reach Oswego, Illinois, where they stashed a car, clothes, and supplies before the escape. The journey is dangerous. Police checkpoints are everywhere, and their faces are plastered on TV screens in every diner and gas station. At one point, Michael cleverly distracts the police by starting a fire in a nearby field, buying them a few crucial minutes to get away. Back at Fox River, the authorities interrogate anyone who might have helped with the escape. Sarah Tancredi, the prison doctor who gave Michael the key that allowed him to get into the infirmary, is questioned and publicly humiliated. She feels betrayed by Michael, believing he used her. But deep down, she suspects there's more to the story. Her involvement will later become crucial as she slowly learns the truth about the company. Mahan wastes no time making his move. Using psychology, he predicts where the fugitives will go next. He sends teams to the roads leading out of the area and sets up traps based on Michael's habits and history. His ability to get inside Michael's head makes him the most dangerous opponent Michael has ever faced. One by one, the escapees start to run into trouble. Haywire, who suffers from severe mental illness, separates from the group completely and wanders off into rural Wisconsin. C-Note struggles to find a way to contact his wife without being traced. Suka, desperate to get to Maycrews before she marries another man, risks exposing himself by calling her. The first major capture comes quickly. John Abruzzi, the former mob boss who helped the escape, refuses to run quietly. He wants revenge on the man who betrayed him. But Mahan anticipates his next move, surrounds him, and in a shocking moment, Abruzzi is killed during a standoff. This sends a clear message. Mahan is not playing games. When Michael learns of Abruzzi's death, the reality of the situation sinks in. This manhunt is unlike anything he planned for. Mahan is not just chasing them, he is eliminating them. Michael and Lincoln must stay several steps ahead, but Mahan is closing in fast, almost as if he can read Michael's mind. The chase is no longer just about freedom. It has become a high-stakes battle of intellect and survival. Michael must use every ounce of his genius to outwit Mahan, protect Lincoln, and keep the dream of clearing his brother's name alive. As Michael and Lincoln keep running, the fight for freedom begins to shift. Staying ahead of Mahan is no longer their only goal. They must uncover the truth behind Lincoln's false conviction and expose the people who put him on death row. This means confronting the company, the shadowy organization that has been pulling the strings from the start. Their search leads them to Terence Stedman, the man Lincoln was accused of murdering. The discovery is shocking. Stedman is alive, living under a new identity, and being kept hidden in a secluded mansion. His existence is the key to clearing Lincoln's name. If they can bring him to the public, the entire conspiracy will fall apart. But the company will do anything to keep Stedman silent. They send agents to kill anyone who gets close. Michael and Lincoln narrowly escape ambushes more than once as they close in on Stedman's location. At the same time, Sarah Tancredi begins her own journey. After being publicly shamed and nearly losing her medical license because of her connection to Michael, she spirals into addiction again. But she slowly finds the strength to get back up and search for the truth. Sarah listens to messages Michael left for her before the escape and realizes he was telling the truth all along. This wasn't just about breaking his brother out of prison, it was about bringing down powerful people who framed him. Sarah becomes a target of the company as well. One of their agents tries to kill her, forcing her to go on the run. She eventually meets with Michael and Lincoln, and despite her initial anger, she agrees to help. This marks the beginning of one of the most important partnerships of the season. Meanwhile, Mahan is feeling the pressure. His superiors, who have ties to the company, are ordering him not just to capture the escapees but to kill them. Mahan struggles with this, but he is trapped. His own dark secret, the murder of Oscar Shales, a serial killer he was chasing, is being used against him to keep him under control. The psychological toll starts to show as Mahan becomes more desperate and unstable. The cat-and-mouse game between Michael and Mahan reaches a new level. Michael lays elaborate traps, using his tattoos and quick thinking to stay ahead, but Mahan continues to anticipate his moves. The two men begin to develop a strange respect for each other, even as they try to destroy one another. Eventually, Michael and Lincoln manage to kidnap Stedman. They plan to take him to a news station and reveal the truth live on air. But Stedman is terrified. He knows that the company will kill him if he goes public, and he cannot face the pressure. In a shocking moment, he takes his own life before Michael and Lincoln can use him as evidence. This is a devastating blow. The one man who could have proven Lincoln's innocence is gone, and the conspiracy is still intact. Michael and Lincoln must now find another way to bring down the company, but their options are running out. By the end of this part, the brothers are more determined than ever, but they are also more hunted than ever. The chase is relentless, Mahan is closing in, and the company is tightening its grip. The fight for freedom is no longer just a chase, it's a war. After Stedman's death, Michael and Lincoln are left with nothing to prove Lincoln's innocence, except for one last lead. Before the escape, they learned about a hidden $5 million stash buried by D.B. Cooper years ago. Michael realizes this money might be their only chance to disappear for good, start fresh, and maybe even buy protection against the company. But they are not the only ones after it. Suka, their loyal friend from Fox River, has his own reason to want the money, to take May Cruz away from her abusive fiancé and build a new life together. Then there's Teabag, the most dangerous member of the Fox River 8, who has already stolen the key to the locker that leads to the money's exact location. And to make things worse, Mahan is still right behind all of them, determined to end the chase once and for all. The race begins in earnest when Michael and Lincoln track Teabag to the small town where the money is buried. Teabag is clever, playing mind games and staying one step ahead of everyone. He digs up the cash, stuffs it into a backpack, and takes off, leaving Michael and Suka scrambling to catch up. What follows is a tense, high-stakes chase across several states. At one point, Michael and Suka corner Teabag in a motel, but he manages to escape by tricking them, leaving behind a fake bag full of magazines instead of money. The betrayal fuels Michael's determination. He will not let Teabag win. Meanwhile, C-Note is still trying to protect his wife and daughter while staying on the run. When Mahan corners him, he is forced into an impossible choice: help Mahan catch Michael, or risk losing his family forever. This shows just how dangerous Mahan has become. He is no longer just a hunter, he is manipulating everyone around him to get the results he wants. Eventually, Michael, Suka, and Teabag face off in a brutal showdown for the money. Teabag's true nature comes out when he kills a man to keep control of the backpack. But Michael, always the strategist, manages to outsmart him one last time. He tricks Teabag into following him into a trap, where the police are waiting. In a shocking and satisfying moment, Teabag is finally captured, but not before he loses his hand in the struggle, cementing his hatred for Michael forever. With Teabag out of the picture, Michael and Suka get the money, but their victory is short-lived. Mahan arrives just in time to take it from them, holding them at gunpoint. For Mahan, the money is not just cash, it's his way out. He is desperate to escape the company's control and start over, just like Michael. Michael and Lincoln barely escape with their lives, but they are now more desperate than ever. They have no money, no evidence, and fewer allies than before. Mahan has the upper hand, and the company is closer than ever to silencing them for good. The race for freedom has cost them everything, but Michael refuses to give up. If anything, this setback only sharpens his resolve. He knows the fight is not over, and the final battle is coming. The race has now moved beyond money and beyond survival. It is about ending the game once and for all. Michael, Lincoln, and their remaining allies head to Panama, hoping to finally get away from the company's reach. But Mahan is right behind them, and he is running out of patience. The hunter and the hunted are about to face each other one last time. Mahan, growing more unstable by the day, knows the company will not let him walk away. They are using his family as leverage, threatening to kill his wife and son if he fails to eliminate the Fox River escapees. The pressure pushes Mahan to a breaking point, and he becomes reckless, determined to finish the job no matter the cost. Meanwhile, Sarah joins Michael and Lincoln in Panama. Her trust in Michael has been fully restored, and their bond is stronger than ever. But the group soon learns that the company has one final card to play. A man named William Kim, one of the organization's top agents, is in Panama, ready to ensure that none of them make it out alive. The final showdown begins with a clever plan from Michael. Using his genius, he sets a trap for Mahan, luring him to a shipping container. When Mahan walks inside, Michael locks him in and calls the authorities, ensuring that Mahan is arrested and taken into custody. It is a rare victory. The hunter has become the hunted. But the celebration does not last. William Kim tracks Michael, Lincoln, and Sarah down, cornering them on a shipyard dock. In a tense confrontation, Sarah ends up shooting Kim to protect Michael. The shooting is ruled a homicide, and with no way to prove it was self-defense, Sarah flees. Michael, unwilling to let her take the fall, makes the ultimate sacrifice. He turns himself into Panamanian authorities and takes full responsibility for the crime. Michael is sent to Sona, one of the most dangerous prisons in Panama, a place where the guards stay outside the walls and let the prisoners run the inside like a lawless kingdom. Sona is brutal, violent, and nearly impossible to escape from. Lincoln is devastated, but he vows to find a way to get Michael out. As the season ends, we see Michael standing inside the gates of Sona, staring at the chaos around him. The camera lingers on his face. He is calm, determined, and already planning. The battle for freedom is not over. In fact, a new escape plan has just begun. Season 2 closes with the story coming full circle. Michael is once again behind bars, but this time in an even deadlier place. The stakes are higher, the danger is greater, and the promise of another daring escape sets the stage for the next chapter of their journey. This gives you a powerful ending for Season 2 and sets up Season 3 naturally for your next video. And that's the end of Prison Break Season 2. This season took us on a wild ride, from the escape at Fox River, to the race for freedom, to the final showdown in Panama. Michael may be back behind bars, but we know his story isn't over. I hope this video helped you practice your English listening while enjoying this amazing story. If you liked this episode, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to English and Popcorn, and hit the bell so you don't miss Season 3 when we cover it next. Until next time, keep learning, keep practicing, and keep chasing your freedom, just like Michael Scofield.